are driven by the finer things. I see more than materials and wealth. What have you got to give to me? What I don't already give myself. You are driven by...
Hello, welcome to a brand new episode of Illuminate Disclaimer. Sydney here. Hope you're doing very well and finding beautiful ways to illuminate your path. Okay, so some of you might not be aware, I do poetry in my free time. I go to a lot of events, I perform, and I was commissioned to do a poem about island life. And I've just wrote something and I thought to myself, instead of just sending it off, getting it commissioned, I want to actually share it with my YouTube followers. And it made me think that I want to share more poems with my YouTube followers. That way, you know, maybe on a weekly basis or bi-weekly basis, I can share a lot of pieces that I've written. The powerful thing is I've written a lot of poetry, but I just haven't either memorized it or actually performed it. So I think this will be a form of me performing it to you lovely people. And it will just be an opportunity for me just to get the creativity back, because I went through a little bit of a space where I was like, I can't really write poetry. So writing this and sharing it with you will bring back the energy. So I haven't memorized it, I just read it, but it's called Island Life. Oh, how I dream of the day when the smooth, salty seas could take me away, where I was a portal of love and rays, nothing but sun, sea, sand for days. I love it here. The sand between my toes, nothing above it here. India has its cuisine, China has its fields, and Norway's its reindeer, but the inner peace and the outer vibes here make this place uncomparable. The abundance is shareable, and the prospect of not coming back to the UK, I don't careable. I see how people will come here to expire, but I don't see how people will see this natural beauty and decide to part ways with it. Ancestors shout louder, I want to stay with it. Coconut turned football, I'm gonna play with it. Melanin and gratitude, I'ma sit here and pray with it. I will never take this for granted. I was on a cold island where coming home late, wet and tired made me feel like I has been, but I belong to the heat, seen in places that my dad seen. But the UK makes you feel like the aftermath of a crime scene. But that's the old times. New times call for jubilation and triumph. Horns are blazing, cars are swerving, drinks are flowing, birds are chirping, pepper pots boiling, steel pans coordinator. And in the midst of this, nobody is hating. This is me. This is what is meant to be. But this Sydney's now hotter than the Opera House in Sydney, so it's time to cool off in water so pure and cleansed. Its beauty convinces you that there must have been a God. But as I delve deeper into the sea, the waves take me back to the states of me. The dream state, the state that made me believe that I was a manifestation of the island me. Okay, so that's Island Life. I said some things differently, but apart from that, poem's good. I'm happy to send that off. And yeah, there's going to be a lot more poems on this page as well, because if you resonate with it, that's beautiful. If you get inspired, that's even better. And please comment if you're interested to come to more London poetry events, because I go to a few events. Sometimes I perform. There might be some where I headline in the future as well. And the community is quite nice. So if you are interested, go into the comment section and just state your interest. While you're at it, I have to be cheeky, like, subscribe, and share. Woo! But yeah, that's been a new episode of Illuminate Disclaimer. I've been Sydney. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you find brilliant ways to illuminate your path.